Hey folks, welcome to Market Intraday Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leaders in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. Today, Wednesday, December 2nd, 2009. Well folks, as we get into the technical analysis video for this intraday session, I want to talk about a few key things that are going on because we actually have a pretty interesting market today for a couple different reasons. Number one, you were looking based off of yesterday's up move to see what type of market would be today. Now initially we started out with a nice pop to the upside here on the markets. You can see the market opened flat and then the dollar started to pull back, sending the markets higher. Now all of a sudden, out of the blue, the dollar started to gain some traction, and we've had a big pop here in the dollar, which has pushed the markets all the way back down to that flat line. So the market's right here off of a nice fall, and you can see what's so interesting about today, and I can discuss it, although I can't go in depth again because this is Research Center premium subscriber data than when I go in depth and teach a lot. But nonetheless, there's a reason why you were looking for a little bit of a pullback. Actually, two reasons. And for those of you that are premium subscribers that actually watch this video now, you can start to formulate your ideas so you can see if you're learning the methodology behind it. But one reason right up here at the tippy top that it did, and that's one reason. The number two would be above this line. What happened here above this line that told you this market could pull back, and that's exactly what you can utilize to tell you what's going on in this market. But nonetheless, down goes the market here, then flushes down. Where does it go? See this pivot low from the open right here to this low here, which also happens to be this pivot low right here and here. Notice this level right there. Market goes right into it. That's support. Right off of that, what kind of patterns you get? That's an in spirit of bear flag pattern. What is happening off of that pattern? The market is starting to come in a little bit more towards the lows of the day. So you can see, again, every move in this market, every move can be choreographed based on methodology in the money stocks. Simple as that, folks. Again, there is no single move on this chart that is not basically telling based off of whether it's a even number play, whether it's a confirmation play, whether it's a bear flag, bull flag play, you name it, it's out there. It will tell you which way this is going to go. Again, you're consolidating sideways. Now, whether this turns into a bullish or bearish after this, you have to watch, and we'll again be choreographing it in the chat room for you all as we do lunchtime and after lunchtime here into the afternoon session. Now, a couple things about it. Take a look at the dollar today. Let's punch up the UUP. You can see initially here, you have some downward movement on the dollar that actually pushed the markets up right here. You see it move down. That's where we spiked up, and then all of a sudden the dollar catches a bid, and then it has come off a little bit. That's what we're getting this in spirit of bear flag. It's a bull flag on the dollar, but a bear flag on the S&P, which is correct, obviously, because it's inverse to each other. So again, you can see that little bit of a pullback, and you can see right here, this is where the market tanked. This move up, dollar goes up, market pulls back to the even line hard, and then you get that sideways action on the dollar, which is pushing the markets just up slightly on that small bouncing opportunity. So there's your dollar analysis for right now, folks, and again, we'll continue into the afternoon session based off a couple things here. Some good calls in the chat room today. I put out the call, SUTR. I noted to the premium subscribers today that you were going to look for Chinese commodity stocks to be in play, and sure enough, the SUTR was one of them. I called it out right here, and no sooner had I called it out, within about 3 to 5 minutes, it popped all the way up here. Look at that move. Huge move. That's all us right there, folks. Again, my alerts being picked up by hedge funds, as they always do there on some of these small caps that are relatively thin. And look at that move up. And again, profits being taken up there beautifully on the trade on the SUTR, Sutter Technology. That's a steel China stock. And again, very, very nice play right there amongst other things. We also talked about some other trades as well, but we'll leave those for another session. All right, so now let's go back to the SPY and discuss a little bit about what's going on today. You can see the market's still going in a sideways consolidation mode, and really what you're looking for here, folks, is this. All right, where does this market end today? I mean, that's really what you have to look for. Where on earth did this market end? Because it's going to tell us so much about the coming days that you need to be aware. Now, we talked about a new cycle yesterday. We talked about a 3-2 cycle going on, and again, today actually would match up perfectly with that, just like yesterday did, and this has now been we're into the third week of a 3-2 cycle, which is fascinating to me, and again, that 3-2 cycle was explained in depth in the Research Center video to the premium subscribers last night. Again, these are videos of 45 minutes in length on technicals every night that we're going in depth into this kind of stuff. But again, we're continuing bringing you new ideas, new methodology, giving you more and more insight into the markets, plus giving you guidance about where this market should be headed. Now, again, the 3-2 is in play today. Again, there are multiple things that we'll discuss in the nightly video as well tonight as we get into that. But in any case, you can see what's going on here. Just sideways consolidation off of the down move that still would be considered bearish. Now, if we were to get above this orange trend line at 111.50, it would negate the bearish chart, and you'd actually look for a retest of the high up here. That would be if that happens. Now, if you can break down below this white trend line right here at around 111.20, it would start to go down towards this orange trend line and the 200 moving average, which would be at 110.70. 110.70 would be that spot. So it would be about a 50-cent fall from there if we were to break that level. That would be a lot of support there at that 200. I do not expect the markets to get through that line to the downside. Wouldn't even surprise me if they float up towards the highs of the day again into the close, just based on light volume. But again, it's all about the dollar. But the light volume continues to be a key play in this market. Now, we got ADP jobs numbers today. That's the private sector unemployment numbers, down 169,000. So you did lose a little more than expectations. But remember, it's all about the dollar. It doesn't matter what the numbers are. Watch the dollar. You could come out and, as I said, have aliens land on the front steps of the White House, and you still, as long as the dollar fell, the markets would go up, and if the dollar went up, the markets would go down. I mean, it's just that simple. Doesn't matter what the news is, folks. And again, that's why technicals are so important, because they will dictate every move intraday, 60-minute, daily, weekly, monthly. I don't care if you're a swing trader, a long-term investor, or a day trader. The technicals work on all time frames, and that's the beauty of this, really, to be honest. So we'll keep an eye on that, folks, and continue to watch and see how that plays out. Other than that, just keep an eye on this market. Let's see where this goes into the close. Again, know your technicals, know your levels. That will dictate everything you need to know in this market. All right, folks, have a wonderful rest of the day. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.